Good morning, everybody. Roger Wakefield here, the expert plumber, coming to you to tell you or talk to you about why are water heaters so expensive. So we get that call often. People call, they need a new water heater. The thing is, water heaters are expensive. They are one of the most expensive plumbing products you'll put in your house. They serve a great purpose and a great need. And also buying a good water heater, a quality water heater, it makes your life better. You get hotter water, you get better water. Uh, the problem is that you can buy cheap water heaters. And I'm going to go through a few things just to talk to you about the different things that we have to factor in while we're putting together our pricing for water heaters. So number one is the cost and time to pick it up. We've got the water heater itself, but also there's other things. We like to use hard copper pipe. We don't want just that flexible nylon hose that's got a wrap or something around it, or even the copper ones. And don't get me wrong, they're not bad. We prefer a rigid copper pipe connection. It's number one, it's more professional. It looks better. It lasts better. We've seen those flexible copper lines and even the flexible stainless steel braided ones that whoever put it in, let it get up against the flue or let it touch another pipe. And every time that water goes through it, maybe it moves a little bit. So you've got problems. We've gone over and literally had people call us, say, look, my water heater is leaking. We go over there to work on the water heater. And the funny thing is, it's not the water heater, it's the hose on top. But where the hole is, it's spraying into the flue. That water is going down through the water heater or the top of the water heater, and they literally think they need a water heater to be replaced. Really neat, because I went out on one just a couple of months ago. The lady's already like, okay, look, it's a 75 gallon water heater. It's going to cost me $3,000 or $4,000. I'm already aware of this. I went out there and for $300 and something, we were able to get her fixed up. So it was really a good deal. But you've got the cost of the water heater. You've also got, we can't carry around every water heater in our vans or trucks that people may want. You've got electric, you've got gas, you've got 40s, you've got 50s, you've even got 30s, you've got 75s. There's so many different water heaters, we can't carry them all around. Now, what that means is that when we come out to your house, look at it, diagnose it, see what all's going on, and talk to you about it, now we need to get the materials. We need to get that water heater. We need to see if you needed code upgrades. We needed to see if you needed to add an expansion tank. There's a lot of different things that go into that. But let's just start right there. The cost of the water heater and the materials and everything else that goes with it to install it. The other one is time to drain the water heater. If your water heater is over 10 or 12 years old, that booger may take a long time to drain. You've got all the calcium and magnesium that have built up in the bottom of it. And if you hadn't been flushing your water heater like you should, when you go to open that drain valve, you're not going to get much out. So there's certain things that we have to do or can do. We've done different things. We can hook up a pump, see if that'll take it. We can open it up, try and insert something into that valve to see if we can clear a pathway. We've even gone so far as to cut the water lines off the top, stick a 1/2-inch line in there with a pump and suck it out from the top, because all your corrosion, of course, is settled down to the very bottom. So time to drain a water heater, and not just time to drain it. You've got to hook up that hose. You've got to get it out to a safe spot. If the water heater is warm, if the water in there is hot, you can't just put it out in the backyard. You'll kill the grass. So there's a lot of different things to look at and a lot of time that it can take. I guarantee one time we had a water heater that took us a little over an hour to drain because it had so much sediment in it, but it was about 20 years old. The other thing for why is a water heater so expensive? Code upgrades. It doesn't matter whether you want a tankless water heater or a tank type, code upgrades are something that may have to be done. If you're going from a tank water heater to a tankless water heater, you're going to have to do a gas load calculation chart. If your plumber's not doing that, he's not being honest with you. If he is just coming in there and saying, oh yeah, we can put a tankless water heater in right here where your tank top water heater is, chances are you're going to have problems in the long run. We want to be honest with you. We want to be fair with you. We want to give you the information you need, but Somebody needs to go through your entire gas system, draw it up, look at the entire system from one end to the other. How many BTUs are you using? How long is your system? What is your total gas demand? Is your gas meter big enough? Is the supply line from the meter to your house big enough? There's so many different things to look at that a lot of handymen don't even know how to do it, don't even know what they are, but I'll get into handyman in a minute. Guys, on a water heater, always use a trained professional. Code upgrades are important because a plumber has to go to continuing ed every year, and this is where we learn about those things. So, not to bust the handyman again, but there is no continuing education. There's no training. They just walk in and say, "Oh, I can do it," but they don't know what the right thing or the best thing is for you. So, access. On 4/16/2015, which was the first time since 2003, upgrades were done on water heaters. They put more insulation in them. They gave them a higher efficiency rating. They created these higher efficiency standards for you, the homeowner. These help you save money. Now that water heater in your tank will stay hot longer. The insulation around it will keep it hot longer, so your water heater is not having to cycle near as often as it used to. What's good about that? You've got hotter water because the insulation keeps it warm. It stays hotter longer, so you're not spending gas, you're not spending electricity, you're not spending money to keep that water hot as long or hot as often because you're not reheating it near as often. So what you're doing there, you're putting it in a big thermally insulated tank. The longer you can keep it hot and the less it has to kick on, the less money you're spending for yourself. Another thing as to why water heaters are so expensive, if that water heater's up in the attic, not only do we have to drain it and get the materials and make sure we get the right water heater and whatnot, now we've got to get that water heater down. That is normally not a one-man job. It normally takes at least 2 people, depending on the size of the water heater. And something else to remember, from 4/16/2015, with water heaters getting bigger, will that water heater fit in the same spot? If you've got it in a closet, if you've got it up in an attic, how wide is your opening? And when you take that other water heater out, will the new one fit in there? If it's in an attic, getting that other water heater up in there takes 2 people. Somebody's got to pay for those people. And that's part of why water heaters are so expensive. So we got the removal done. Now you've got permit, you've got inspections, you've got insurance. You as a homeowner, you can change your own water heater here in Texas. If that is your homestead, legally, you can change the water heater yourself. Now, what you need to do is you still need to pull a permit. You still need to get it inspected. Guys, that's part of the water heater process. You want to get it inspected. Water heaters, and I read a deal online the other day that said, people make water heaters so expensive by scaring the customer, making them worry about a gas line and making them worry about flooding. Guys, if you don't think a gas line can leak and kill somebody, you're wrong. If you don't think a water heater not installed properly can leak and cause flooding, you're wrong. Guys, these are things that can happen. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. Shark bite fittings I really don't like. I don't let my guys use them. They're very unprofessional. We may use them for an emergency just to stop water from flooding, but that is not a permanent installation. I know a lot of handymen think they are, and they sell it that way. I feel sorry for their customers. Your permit, you get it pulled with what city you're in. Make sure that you are per that city's codes with your water heater installation. Make sure you get it inspected. Okay, the inspector should actually come out to the house, look at the water heater, verify everything's done, and say, yes, this is a good installation. Then give you a green tag. Why is it important to call a plumber? A plumber has insurance. Here in Texas, it's required, although I have looked up some master license and seen that their certificate of insurance has expired, so they may or may not have insurance. You can go online to the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners, check the COI, the certificate of insurance, and see if that plumbing company is covered. Is it a big deal? If that water heater leaks or floods and creates damage and you hired a handyman, chances are it's not covered. Chances are the warranty is not covered. because per the manufacturer's recommendation, it's to be installed by a trained professional, by a licensed plumber. So if you have an unlicensed person install your water heater, you kind of get what you ask for. You kind of get what you pay for. So let's go back to the last one, handyman. Guys, in Texas, a handyman cannot legally advertise, sell, install, or anything on any of your plumbing system. Okay. The Texas state laws and board rules clearly state you have to be a master license in order to advertise or sell or anything plumbing. You have to be a master license in order to reach it into a contract, whether it's verbal or written. If I agree to sell you a plumbing product, I have a master license. You can go to the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners and look it up anytime. Guys, I've seen a lot of issues where handymen have gone in. They don't want to run a TMP, so they plug it off. They cut it off at the wall. Guys, that becomes a time bomb. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just telling you the truth. When it comes time to invest in your house, make a wise investment. Don't just go the cheapest investment. Don't find the cheapest person to do anything. Chances are it's not going to be right. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen some handymen do some work that look pretty good. But guys, the Texas state laws and license board rules say you've got to be licensed in order to do it. So all I say to you is, please, if you have a water heater and need one installed, at least ask your plumber, is he licensed? Ask to see his license. Ask to look at it. If they advertise, call them, say, hey, do you have a license? Are you registered? Are you licensed through the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners? Do you have insurance? If they're installing a water heater in your attic and it floods and damages everything, you're going to end up being the one responsible, not him. May not even answer his phone by the time you get around to calling him. Anyway, guys, this is our YouTube channel. I hope that you will click on the button down here and subscribe. That helps us reach more people. If you'll subscribe, you'll be made aware of our stuff. And we're trying to get the word out there and teach people what they need to know, make them more of an educated consumer, but teach them what plumbing they can do around their house to take care of their own plumbing system. My name is Roger Wakefield with Texas Green Plumbing, saving you money one drop at a time.